What's going on, y'all? Podcast 158. Hope everyone had a good weekend. It's Tuesday, the 28th of July. Back at it, just leaving the gym. Got my sweat on. It's a little dark out, but it's all good, baby. I think it was supposed to rain today. It rained a little bit last night here in Cincinnati. Looks like it's going to do the same today. You know, we can use it. It's been real hot. Yeah, man. Hope everyone had a good weekend. My wife and I, we went to the NASCAR race in Indianapolis, the Brickyard 400. Yeah, man, it was a good time. My wife and I, we both grew up on NASCAR, so you know, it was just it was nice to just kind of be in the environment. We got to meet some cool people. We got to meet Joey Logano. I'm not a huge Logano fan, but you know, of course, he's a legend. You don't even have to know NASCAR to know that name. So, yeah, it was definitely cool to meet him, get his autograph, whatnot. But yeah, got to meet a few other people as well. It was a hot one, man. I'll tell you, we both got sunburned real bad. Just kept trying to apply sunscreen throughout the day. But yeah, man, it was definitely a hot one. But yeah, it was a good time. We get the flex pass so we can kind of move throughout the track. And you know, you don't really realize how much walking you're doing until you're there and you're actually doing it. But I think we did clocked almost 9 miles of walking. So yeah, it's definitely not a joke, the walk. But you know, it's worth it, man. It's worth it. It gave us a nice day to ourselves. And you know, it's always weird when you've been looking forward to something for so long and then it's comes and goes. You're like, damn, man, I was looking forward to that. And it was a good time, don't get me wrong, but man, when you're looking forward to something, you kind of get a little bummed out afterwards. I don't know who it was. I think maybe Mel Robbins. She might have said something like, you know, you always have to have something to look forward to. You know, it keeps life going. And yeah, man, I'm slowly learning that, I think. You always have to have something that you're looking forward to. I think the next thing for us is our vacation in August. You know, we're officially under 30 days. And yeah, we are counting down. We're looking forward to being on the beach. Just spending some time with my wife and my daughter. And yeah, man, this year we're going to Gulf Shores, Alabama. We've never been there before. So we kind of decided that because, you know, we've heard good things about it. And, you know, we always kind of do the same vacations. So we're like, man, let's switch it up this year and just see. Let's go see some other stuff. My wife, she always picks the room, the condo, or whatever. And, you know, she always does a good job. So I'm excited for this, man. I'm excited to just have some time on the beach, man. Not have to worry about work, music, family, friends. You know, just basically just worrying about just spending quality time with my family. So, and not that my family and friends are a cause of stress, but you know what I mean? Just a nice escape from reality for a week. just, sorry I didn't really have too much to talk about. I just kind of wanted to see what came out. I feel like I'm still kind of working through some struggles that I've been working through this year. Like these feelings of discontent, these feelings of just this pressure that I feel like I add onto myself. And, I'm working through it. And we're getting there. Some days are better than others. But I'm trying to find the root cause of why I feel the way that have felt this year. And there's always going to be struggles and challenges in life. It's never going to be easy. And not that I really want it to be easy, but I'd like to have the tools to deal with the pressure in a healthier way. And sometimes that's a challenge for me. I think at times I wonder if, as a kid, if I was given the proper tools to handle life in a healthy way. And in some ways I do think I was, but in other ways I don't. I think my dad always kind of struggled with anxiety and depression, and he never really talked about it. I don't think he really knew how to talk about it. And I only say that because I don't think he knows now still how to talk about his feelings or what he's going through. And so I think, when your dad doesn't teach you how to deal with stuff that you're going through, I think you're left kind of dealing with it on your own. And more or less, that's kind of what I've been going through, And I'm not blaming my dad. Because he just wasn't given the tools. There was somebody along his path that should have given him the tools to deal with his mental frustrations. But they never did. So he didn't know how to give me the tools. So I'm trying to learn how to do that for my daughter, more or less. Like, how can I help give her the tools? And I think with that in mind, like, I have to figure out me first before I can teach her. It's a struggle sometimes, I will say. It's definitely not easy. Life is never easy, really. But at the end of the day, I am hopeful that we figure it out along the way. God, I feel like I've talked to God a lot this year too, more than I've ever have. And one thing I feel like he keeps telling me is like, stop trying to figure it all out. You're not meant to figure it out. So quit trying. Quit trying to figure it all out. And just live. Life is meant to be lived. It's not meant to be in your head, constantly worrying or wondering what you are doing right and wrong, and you should have said this, you should have said this way, you should have did it this way. All this, all of that is just, it's really just nonsense, So stop trying to figure it all out. Stop trying to figure it out and just live. I think the main theme of life is really just to continue. If you're thinking like a video game, you may struggle, you may lose your spot, whatever, you may have to go back, but you got to continue, just keep going. Life is a continuance, so we can't just stop and then try to figure it all out and then start again. We have to continue. We figure it out along the way, as long as we're moving forward. Of course, you want to collect the tools along the way that are going to help you level up, help you gain more experience, gain more XP points. But you can't just stop, Because if you stop where you're at may not have the tools to help you move from where you're at, or move out of where you're at. So you got to keep it going, man. You got to keep it moving. Move forward. I think for me, it's what that looks like is, there's things in my life that I need to get done. And, I find myself putting stuff off at times. And the more I put stuff off, the more I stay where I'm at. And again, going back to the video game, if you're playing, I've been playing The Last of Us recently, and I'm very early on in the game. I've played it before, but I'm playing it again now. And the way I think about life right now is it's kind of like when you walk into a room that's really just a room for you to find supplies, in the video game. If you walked into a room and you're just trying to find supplies that are going to help you, in the next room. If you're just walking around in circles, hoping that you find something different, but you don't, but you stay there because it's comfortable, that's exactly how life is. You're just staying in the same spot over and over, walking in circles. You're not doing anything that's going to move you to the next room. And at some point, you're going to have to step out. You've already collected all the tools in this room. You've already collected all the supplies that you need, all the experience that you need. It's time to keep moving. Sometimes it's easier said than done. But yeah, man. That's why I think having this podcast is healthy for me, because, you know, being able to speak it out and express where I'm at, where I'm going, it helps, you know, regardless if people watch this, you know. And I'm sure some of these episodes are just dog shit. You know, people are probably like, damn, dude, what is this guy like even rambling on about? And that's fine, you know. But for me, this is therapy, man. This is a way for me to get this stuff out, get these thoughts out, so I can get it out. I can really kind of meditate on these things. All this stuff is just coming from within, you know. I don't have any of this shit planned. It's just coming out as I go. You know, and we're 158 episodes in, and each episode is roughly, 15 to 20 minutes or whatever. But I think about like how much time and energy has gone into this stuff that I would have just kept in regardless, or, if I hadn't dropped. If I hadn't put these episodes out, I would have just kept all this stuff in. And there's people out there that do keep all this shit in. And I low-key feel bad for them, man. So there's people out there that don't have friends that they could talk to and openly express. People don't have family, this and that. So you got to find a way to just get shit out off your chest. Find ways to relieve the pressure that you keep instilling on yourself. Yeah, man. Life's purpose is just to continue. Just continue, man. Keep going. If you mess up a level in a video game, say you die in the game, there's always a box that comes up that says continue, ? You got to make sure you're continuing. You're hitting yes, and you're going to keep going. Keep going until that very last breath. You keep going until you die. You keep loving on your family. You keep doing things that make you happy. You keep trying to have fun. You keep doing meaningful work. You keep relieving the pressure. Keep creating. And you just keep doing it until it's your last day, you know? Yeah, man. I'll keep it there. I don't want to keep rambling on. But yeah, man. Just keep going. Just continue. We'll find the tools along the way. We'll gain the experience along the way. But you got to keep going. So yeah, man. I hope you guys have a good week. Sorry, I know this was a little dry, a little slower this morning, but it's all good, baby. It's part of the journey. It's part of the continuance. And yeah, man. Hope you guys have a good week. I do have a new song dropping this Friday. So we've been dropping. I think this is the 4th Friday in a row that we've dropped. So, hey, we're just continuing. So, yeah, man. Much love. We'll talk soon. Peace.